morning, everybody. Dr. Devin coming in hot with all of the big idea feels. So many things. Ironically, as I sent you the message about yin energy and taking time to breathe and walk with nature and don't do more, but be and breathe more. Ironically, I'm going to have to take doses of my own medicine this week as I am all geared up with my team here in the Heartland. So you may have seen some of the invites on social media, in our emails and Telegram, and you might say, hey, what's the big idea? It is a passion project of mine that came calling for me in 2018 after my mom went down a really horrific road with cancer. And I was there. I took her to all of her appointments. And those of you out there who have walked with a loved one as they go to the chemo appointments and the surgery appointments and the radiation appointments, and you watch these measures being taken to save a person's life that really only steal it. And I know that God gave me that up close and personal view of suffering for a reason. And as I shook my fist at God and said, why, as she came to the end of her days in 2016, he also gifted me an opportunity to watch her take her last breath. And for anybody out there that's had that privilege to watch someone draw in air for the last time and the spirit of life leave the body, and life is gone and a body is left, you get a new awareness about who and what we really are. And I was haunted. And at the time I was pregnant with my second set of twins. You all may not have known that. I have a 17-year-old, I have twin 10-year-olds, and I have twin 5-year-olds. Can't even make that stuff up. God has double blessed me twice here. But I was pregnant with Magnolia and Phoenix at the time, and it bottomed me out. Watching my mom suffer, burying her too soon, being angry with God, and then a few short days later, losing a little 4-year-old boy in my practice to brain and spinal cancer, I became very angry. And I remember, I'll never forget one night, I was ranting about what kind of God puts suffering like this. What's the point? Why do we go through all of this? And my oldest child, Roman, who's actually one of our speakers at the Big Idea, he's 17 now, but at the time he was about 12 and he was making himself a snack. And I said, Roman, what do you think? Why does God do this? Why do we have cancers? Why do we have suffering? What is the point of death coming to teach us? Because at that point, our family had gone through death after death. My father-in-law, my uncle, good friends, these practice members. And my 12-year-old didn't miss a beat. He just stopped and he looked at me and said, I don't know. Maybe it's God's way of telling us we're not doing something right. And I took a breath and I took a step back. Sometimes that's what we need to do when we're up close and personal with unimaginable pain and suffering. We need to take a deep breath and step back. So what am I missing? If pain is a good teacher and death is gifting me lessons, and this suffering gauntlet that you have brought me up close to see, what do you want me to do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me do with this? And I remember sitting with it and giving birth to my twins and still being empty from missing my mother and seeing all of these people coming into my practice with aches and pains and loss and divorce and depression and suffering. And I just felt lost. And then one night I was holding my daughter and we were just going for a sunset stroll. And I looked up at the sun and it was clear as day, kind of a Field of Dreams, if you've seen the movie moment, where it was like, if you build it, they will come. Because I'd gone to Tony Robbins and I'd gone to Joe Dispenza and I'd gone to all these amazing teachers. But I realized that my family, my friends, my practice members didn't get to hear all of those amazing speakers. I realized that not everybody knows there's options. And what if they knew? And I heard this calling to just tell them, Devin, just share. How do you find the light? How do people in dark times find the light? And so my husband and I decided we were going to host an event. And we invited speakers to share their big idea. What's the one thing? What's the one tool that speaker, that leader, that expert had to offer to help the people in the audience find light in the dark? Hence my logo with the light bulb. Because I'm always going to chase wishing I could have done more for my mother. I'm always going to wonder, what if I could have found a book or a podcast or a something for her sooner? Would she be here now? And we can play so many what ifs. And reality is that our life becomes our medicine. And the darkest of times actually take you closest to your purpose here on this planet. And so as I leaned in and I got my husband on board to host this thing, we put up a tent in our backyard and we had 300 friends and family and chiropractic friends. And we gathered under this tent and we shared stories and we laughed and we cried. And I really only thought I'd do it one time. And then someone who had been suicidal that I didn't know that they were struggling with that said, "You saved my life today." And then a married couple came up and said, "We were ready to throw in the towel. We were done with our marriage. This day changed our marriage." And they're together and happy as ever. Person after person came up and said, that one story, that one thing, it turned on a light for me. And the rest is history. So 2018 was the first big idea. 2022, we're partnering with Health Freedom for Humanity. And I'm still in the haunting and still in the chase to do everything I can to serve my brothers, my sisters, my friends, my family, my chiropractic community. I want to be able to live my life of purpose and get to the end of my days and look, my God, soul to soul and say, I did the things. I did what you asked me to do. I told them the truth. I became a lighthouse for hope, for faith, for healing, to expect miracles, to help them remember that there is God within every cell of who they are, to help them trust the divine innate intelligence within them. I did everything I could do. And so the big idea is that it is a homecoming that I will host every year until God tells me otherwise, where I will invite people from north and south and east and west to gather in the heartland for an opportunity to feel, to heal, and to come alive. And so I'm exhausted. I'm not sleeping long nights. There is more to do than our team can handle, and yet it's all worth it. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care what it takes. If one life is changed, if one light comes back on, if one lost soul is able to find the light in the dark, then I will have done what I was called to do. So whatever your thing is, whatever mess you've been through that you are going to turn into your message, whatever pain has led you to your purpose, this is your reminder to lean into the triggers, to lean into the page, to turn your eyes to the sky and look into the sun and let God pour into you as you ask, where would you have me go? What would you have me do?
Hey, beautiful family. Mike Winter here, checking in for the week on the journey. Aren't we all on a journey right now? We truly are. Spring has kicked in, and I don't know where you're at least in the northern hemisphere. The spring is in full effect. Flowers are blooming, the birds are chirping, getting ready to make their little nests, and life is springing all around us. And I know sometimes that can get pushed aside as we see in the headlines, athletes collapsing, fully vaxxed cruise lines succumbing, chaos in Europe and wars and all that. And it's often very easy to get sidetracked by the drama and the narrative that is continually being pushed by mainstream media and the technocratic systems and all that. And I hear it from a lot of my friends. Hey, what's your take on what's going on here or what's going on there? And I gotta be honest, guys, I'm not that tapped in and on it anymore. I'm not on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any mainstream social media. I haven't had cable television in over 15 years. Like I mentioned on the last broadcast, don't even have Netflix. We're canceling Disney now. My kids and I, when we are watching something, it's usually like a YouTube video on how right now we're getting into backpacking. So we're getting prepped for the kids' setups, and we're going over gear, and we're getting deep into technique and what not to do on the trail as we're transitioning into unschooling and using these fun activities as ways to educate ourselves. So today we did a full pack-in, we packed gear and then pulled it out and set up a mock camp. It was super fun. And we learned about geometry, and we learned about some physics and mechanics and nature in terms of, different types of grass and where you don't want to put your tent over certain pricklies. And I mean, it seems like such a benign Sunday type of thing to do, but we were doing it in the middle of the week of school, and we learned so much. We also learned patience and how to work as a team. And it was super fun. And the sun was shining, the birds were chirping, and the bees were buzzing all around us too. So it was glorious. And I bring this up because I know it's hectic out there. And I think, like I was saying last week, it's good to slow down. It's good to slow down and take in the little things. Go out and look at the flowers that are budding. Take in the insects. Let Mother Nature seep in. Man, does it feel good. And what we see all around us is the creative flow of nature. Everything is being birthed right now. And I believe that is the answer to many of our issues right now, is diving into creativity. That is what makes us human. That is what makes us special. We all have something creative that we like to do. I don't care if it's a raised bed, knitting, computer programming, fishing, hiking, if you're into, playing craps at a casino. You got to be creative with how you're throwing the dice. That's my dad. In everything we do, there's something that involves the creative arts. And that is a manifestation of love. And that is healing. That is human. That is what the parasite class cannot do. They cannot create. So let's just remember, whenever we're feeling stressed, we're feeling the anxiety, we're feeling the pressure, go out and do something creative. And enjoy it. And do it with a loved one, or do it by yourself, whatever it takes, and enjoy that fulfilling moment. Love you guys, and have a wonderful, beautiful week.
Hi, friends. This is Tara. Oh, I wish you could be with me right now because it's early morning. The sun is rising. It's so warm. I'm just overlooking the lake where I live here in beautiful BC, and the birds are chirping. They're singing. Can you hear that? It's breathtaking. It's beautiful. This is prosperity. I'm just feeling so much gratitude. And so I want to encourage you, wherever you are, to get outside, to take it all in, to take some deep breaths and to just recognize how much prosperity you have in your life. You woke up today. Many people did not wake up today. And I get it. You might be dealing with some challenges. You might be dealing with some problems. I get it. There's a lot of things going on in all of our lives. However, the only people that don't have problems are people that are in graveyards. And so you woke up today. You came out of Shavasana. You came out of corpse pose, dead man's pose. and you woke up and you get to live another day. The people you love and do the things that you love, and you get to create in this day. You get to. That's a prosperity statement in itself. You get to. So I am feeling a lot of prosperity. I am feeling so much gratitude for this day. This is a practice of mine where I wake up and just take this time to just pause and to just reflect on this new day and all the many things that I have to be grateful for. Now, I've been thinking a lot about prosperity as I move forward into another teaching event around Ignite Your Prosperity, and you are invited. I would love to see you there. I will be teaching with a good friend and colleague, Corey Payne, who has also been studying and mentoring with Bob Proctor for many years before his recent passing. We are continuing his legacy. Bob studied the material that we teach for over 60 years every day. I study this material every day. I have learned so much about prosperity, and I'm so excited to share with you. You know, Napoleon Hill, he said there was 30 reasons why people failed. He actually said 31, because if he was missing something, you could fill in the blank. But there was 13 success principles that moved people towards greater prosperity, greater success in their lives. So in this event, we are going to be teaching and sharing around these prosperities so that you can create greater prosperity in your life, greater health, greater wealth, greater happiness. And it's really important to just pause and just connect to prosperity, connect to gratitude, connect to all the things that are working. That is success in this moment. And to be mindful to do this on a regular basis. Because the way that the mind works is we have to inject the good. Because what's not working, the negative, the dark, that just gets injected. So we have to inject the good. We have to focus on prosperity. We have to focus on success. So I hope wherever you are, you're having a great day. And again, a personal invitation to join me at my next teaching event, Ignite Your Prosperity. Make it a great day, and we will check in with you all again soon.
What is up, the event community? This is Alec, just here to share my authentic thoughts on some things. I've been really thinking about what's transpired over the last 2 years and reflecting on it. And this song that I've been listening to called Sea of Victory by Elevation Worship. And I don't consider myself a Christian by any means, but I really love worship music because I feel like anytime people gather and sing praises to the Creator, however they view the Creator, only amazing things can come of that, and there's just so much beautiful energy surrounding it. But some of the lyrics in this song is that really resonate with me is, you take what the enemy meant for evil and you turn it for good. And I think of this last 2 years and think through all the wickedness, all the nefarious intentions that are very clear to many of us, all the things that have happened. And ultimately, those evil things have brought about so much beauty and so much good. I know that I'd be working a traditional 9-to-5 job had I not experienced these last 2 years. I would not have connected with so many beautiful people. I wouldn't have done the event. I wouldn't have started Health Freedom for Humanity. I wouldn't have stepped more into my authentic self. I wouldn't have, taken a hard look at what I value and what, is important to me. And I wouldn't have dived even deeper into some of these other things, even outside the realm of health, that I was told to accept, or the one-sided narratives that I was taught to accept. I wouldn't have done any of that stuff, and all this beauty wouldn't have been created had this very dark experience not happened. So those lyrics really resonate with me because, yes, some evil things have happened. Some very dark, wicked things have happened. But because of those very dark, evil, and wicked things, we have done some beautiful, beautiful things together. And I know that it's probably going to get darker. It's going to get more wicked. But I know that we all collectively, if we're aligned with love, if we're aligned with the Creator, if we're aligned with truth and authenticity, my God, what comes out of that is going to be freaking beautiful. That's what I wanted to share. Hope it resonates with some of you guys. So much love for you.
Hey family, it's Josh here. I just wanted to take my time to introduce about a 2 or 3 minute message from and introduce you a man in Germany named Alexander Ehrlich. And he's going to talk about a victory that happened here within the last 24 hours. And he says, vax mandate in Germany, where the center of pandemic where all the testing came from, has failed. The people have defeated the vax mandate in Germany officially, despite government pressure from all sides. And his thoughts, so from the heart in Germany, are really profound. So enjoy this. Alexander's Telegram is at Ehrlich Alexander, and that's EHRLICH Alexander, all one word, at Ehrlich Alexander. And there's people on there, that are crying tears of joy in the streets, and it's just so heartfelt. So just wanted to share this with you. Love you guys.
Hello, dear friends anywhere in the world, friends of human rights and constitutionality. In Germany today, we have achieved a big victory against totalitarianism and suppression. In spite of all government parties wanting to introduce a vax mandate, it has failed. Main argument: a state may not ponder one life against the other. And as we definitely know, probability and chances are high that after vaccinating everybody, at least one person in a certain state might die. The state does not have the right to change lives against lives. Congratulations to everybody who contributed to this huge victory of human rights and liberty. To everybody who participated in demonstrations, rallies. To everybody who made comments on social networks, who shared information, videos, who distributed flyers, who spoke to people on the streets, who called their national politicians, who participated in work groups of the extra-parliamentary opposition. Congratulations. This is a day to celebrate, a day to be happy, a day to be proud of what we have achieved, all of us. Every single one. There is no leader and no savior who will bring us out of all this shit. It's us together. Thank you, in the name of all the others, for your contribution. Of course, it's only the beginning of a long road. One important victory that needs to be followed by more action. This battle for our future will be decided in the public opinion. So we need to continue talking, standing up, showing our non-agreement with the Great Reset Plan, the New World Order, the vax mandate, and everything that is connected to it. It is possible to win. If it is possible, in Germany, the center of the pandemic, where all the testing originally came from, we can win it everywhere. Oh yeah, I'm citing Frank Sinatra. If we can make it there, we'll make it everywhere. The world of the future will be a free world. I am now 100% sure about this. Greetings to all of you, whoever and wherever you are. Yours, Alexander.